Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Bleeding Crypto's market update video. Today is Monday, September 23rd, 9:34 a.m. local time. I hope you're having a good day, morning, or afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. Let me start off by giving my disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. This is to be used for entertainment purposes only for your fantasy paper trading. No different than having a fantasy football league. This is a fantasy paper trading league, meaning no real money is ever being used. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and let's start off with the daily time frame. So a little quick recap, brief recap, because I think we've gone over the same things again and again. The recap is that we had two paths that we were looking for prior to the FOMOC. One was a bear path, and one was a bull path. We removed the bull path on, I think it was either Thursday or Friday's video, because the market chose a direction. They chose the bear path. Now, if you're new, you haven't watched the video, I encourage you to go back and watch any video from last week. But a quick explanation why this is the bear path is because in this scenario here, we're going to overextend this move, giving the probability that we're going to start coming down into my $51,500 or lower target. And when I mean lower, maybe 48,700 around there, but between 51 and that. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do this live. I think this might help people. I'm going to put a box. So let me put this box real quick here. So between, let me put it a little closer here. Between here and 48.7 there, around there. Let me do that, and let me just bring this box over here. And I'm going to put this box in white. I want to put this box in white. This is what's going to catch the price right in there. Kind of the way we caught the price right in here. This is where I'm expecting now. That being said, because we are pivoting right where I said, as a matter of fact, you can take a look there, right where I said, does that mean we're going there? Absolutely not. So that is a target that I have based on markers that I use in my system that have about a 90% probability of hitting, which means there's a 10% chance that we're not going to go. So in order for me to even think about that area there, the market has to prove to me that it's going there. So far, everything is playing out exactly the way we talked about beforehand. Now, this here doesn't mean that I know exactly where the market's going to go. No, not at all. But what I do know is I'm able to recognize areas by looking left on the chart that have a high probability of where price action may stop. And that's why we came up with this, and that's why we were pivoting right there. Let me explain to you what those are. I had this box for a reason, because I'm not smart enough to know exactly where the market's going to go. So what the parameters of this box is basically the 200 daily moving average was the bottom of this box. And the top of this box was this major resistance line based on a market structure that I explained to you guys on Friday's video on how powerful it is. So I'm not going to talk about that now because I talked about that in depth on Friday's video. Or Thursday's video. I think it was Friday's. But anyhow, we came right up into that. However, we did fail to do something on this move here. We failed to take out these equal highs. We fell short of it. So I still would have liked to have gone a little bit higher and taken out those equal highs and reversed on this area here, but we might have got front run or again, I don't know exactly where the market's going to go. It doesn't mean the market doesn't care what I like, but it just would have been, I think, for me, a lot cleaner. So what does this prove now? Does this prove that we're going to go down? No, like I mentioned before. Now what I'm looking for is this. There are two things on this chart that are contradicting itself. Okay, there's a bullish market structure against I don't want to say bearish move, because the move that I'm expecting is not bearish, it's actually bullish. I guess two bullish moves with two different paths. We'll put it that way. Let me explain to you what I mean. We have a bull flag. A bull flag has two market structures that I need to see. One of them that they both have in common is the pole. The second is either a sideways consolidation or a downtrending slight slope. Not a drastic drop, but just a little angle drop. Both of those are market structures that I play very often, more so on the smaller time frames, because I'm a day trader and a scalper, so I use those time frames to play moves to the upside and bear flags move to the downside. So we have that. What I don't like is that this candle, and this candle were created on a scam pump weekend. Scam pump weekend means that the market take advantage that there's very little resistance in the market, very little participants participating, and they're able to run up the price, like we did here, 3.84% run up artificially. Nobody was buying. None of these alts that went up, Tao and Sui, none of them went up because of any spot buying. They went up purely because the market makers were manipulating the price to go up to liquidate all the short contracts. That's why I call it scam pump weekend. So can a scam pump weekend still hold valid? Yes, it can. And and it has in the past. Not often, but it has. And what I would want to see is I want to see New York validate that. And there's one way for New York to validate that. Don't break down and actually validate a bull flag by going higher. So if we were to pop up from here and not dip down, that would validate that this is a bull flag. But it creates a hidden bearish move. What I mean by that is we have been going up in a very disciplined fashion. First of all, let me point something out. We're in a downtrend. We're in a downward slope. Have a high, lower high, lower high, lower. Oh, the more double top. A lower high, lower high, lower high, and we reversed that. We now double topped to here, similar to the way we did here. So there's two outcomes. One outcome is, do we double top the way we did here and come back down? Look at that. Come back to my target. We double top. Or do we validate the bear flag that was half of it was created during a scam pump weekend and push up higher? If we do that, we're not giving the market structure that higher low that I would like to see for a strong move here. And the reason I would want to see a lower high here is because we're up against very strong resistance. So if we can come down and refuel, reset some of those lower time frame oscillators, but maintain a bullish market structure by honoring the low, the high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, putting in that next higher low for that next move to the upside. Now, this next move to the upside still does not invalidate this box. The only thing that's going to invalidate this box, if we finally do what we haven't done in 6 months, we start consolidating above this diagonal channel and we start trading higher. And I've said that, and I'm going to continue to say that on every single video. There is a invalidation to this here. But for now, let's take it one day at a time. So we are holding so far 3 hours into the New York session. We're holding this. We're not dropping this. Does New York always drop on a Monday, whatever Asia has done on the weekend? No, they haven't. Sometimes they'll do it on Tuesday. When they have validated it, guess what? We end up going higher Wednesday or Thursday. So we're not out of the woods yet. We can still break up higher, but I wouldn't perceive this as very bullish because we have this overhanging resistance here that has proven itself for 6 months. And there's no data that can contradict that. There's no data that says when you're going to come here, you're going to go to new all-time high, or you're going to start breaking these lower highs. Now, granted, if we go here and we close here, we have finally broken through one lower high. One. We still have, in case you're not aware, let me show you how many more we still have. We still have this one would have to come up and break. Then we have this one that would have to come up and break. Let me put these actually in blue, just to make them stand out, so they don't get blended in with the with so much red. Right here, okay. Then after that, we have this one to take out, and then we have the all-time high. So do you see how it's not something where you should, better said, you shouldn't get overly bullish or overly enthusiastic. The market has a lot of work to do. It has a lot of work, but it needs to begin somewhere. And that somewhere for some people is the 200 moving average. I've talked to a buddy of mine who I respect very, very much. He's a good trader, has a completely different system. And he wants to see a break above here, and that's going to be the start for him. Great. He may be right. He may be right. Everyone views the market differently. And for me, that's not enough. And the only reason that's not enough is for the reasons that I spoke about earlier. So, I don't want to crowd my chart, guys. So I'm going to erase this. All right, I'm going to erase this. I just don't want to crowd my chart. But I just want to show you this as a visual. So I have different parameters that I follow. It doesn't mean I'm going to be right, but I have to follow my rules. I can't change them halfway. So those are my rules for now. And the only thing that right now for today, the only thing that we can do, guys, is we have to be patient because nothing has been decided yet. Nothing. We haven't put in the higher low, and we haven't had a continuation. Now, remember last Friday, we did a harmonic pattern. The harmonic pattern actually ends right here, which is the dotted line of the horizontal channel, which again, you see on Friday's video, it has 6 months of data that's going to show you and prove to you how strong of a resistance that's going to be. So two different channels, two different metrics, both have 6 months of the same exact history. Do you see why it's less probable that's going to happen? Now, I'm going to take it a little bit further. Now, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. So I want to, first of all, acknowledge that. And I want to make sure that you don't get ahead of yourself and start giving me those smart-ass comments, because anyone who comments on my posts and I don't like your comment, I'm going to block you. I'm not going to give you an ounce of audience. Okay, I'm just going to block you. Get you out of my life, because this information is for free. So you don't have to agree with me, but you give me at least the respect, and I think I've earned the respect on how well I've been I don't want to say calling out, but how well the market has moved within the invalidation points that I've marked out on every single video. All right, and if you don't agree with the video, if you think that I'm not doing it, show them to me, point them out. Show me the video that was completely incorrect, that it didn't follow anything that I posted. Please, honestly, that's an honest question. I'm not going to block you over something like that. But my point is, you can see every video that I've been very close. And again, this is not that I know where it's going to go. I just know what to look for. That's it. I just know where the probability is where things may turn around. And just because we reject it here doesn't mean it's turning around. And I just admitted that. So what I'm looking for is, like I mentioned, my buddy thinks the 200 MA, that's all for him. For me, we can go up to here, reject. It still doesn't mean we're going here. And again, I'm getting ahead of myself, and I know that, but I just want to make sure that I get in front of the comments, okay? Because if we do go up here and we reject, I expect us to reject, especially if we go from here. Do you know why? Because we haven't put in a higher low. So you see this higher low rule here? All I would do is this. I would click on that. If we happen, again, I'm speculating. If we happen to go up here, I move this to here, and that's it. Wherever that high is, I move it to there. And now this becomes the area that I now have to look for invalidation to start building a case to the downside. So again, way ahead of myself, but let me show you what that sequence would look like. All right. So if we don't put a higher low here and we do complete the harmonic pattern and we reject from here, it needs to invalidate this. Then it needs to invalidate the bottom of this channel. That's going to be incredible support. Then it needs to invalidate the medium line of the horizontal channel and break below that. And at that point, at this precise point, after it breaks through here, breaks through here, breaks through here, and rejects, that's when this becomes a 90 to 95% reality to me. To me. It doesn't have to be that to you. To me. All right? So There's a lot that needs to happen. And I'm going to say this again. A lot of people don't agree with this, and you don't have to. But we are running out of time. The bears are running out of time. As much validity as I know this target has, it doesn't matter. What I think doesn't matter. What I do know is that we are running out of time. Right here, guys. There's a seasonality chart for a reason. You're an analyst that gives that information to your trader side of your trader hat. That trader hat needs to look at your TA and say, what is the probability? That's the number one rule of a trader, the probability. The probability is going to determine everything. It's going to determine whether he takes a long, whether he takes a short, how much money he allocates, where he puts a stop. Everything is based on there's no other foundation for a trader that comes before probability. Because probability is going to determine your risk factor, everything. So, if the probability is that we're going to go higher, you cannot say this time it's different. I said that on Friday's video, and once again, we're here on Monday. We now have 8 days left. This move that I describe is getting less and less probable to happen. Can it happen in 2 days? Yes, it can. But again, probability is less likely. So, what is the likely probability? Well, let's do this. Let me put this back here. The higher probability that I'm starting to give the market is that we come down here and we hold. I really would like to see this come down either here or when we get up here and then we move this a little bit higher. That is a higher probability. However, look at where we started. You have to keep this in mind too, because this is something else that can happen. If we don't come down here and we go 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 here, what does that tell you? I shouldn't have to give you the answer. You should know what the answer is. The answer is, the probability is we're going to roll over hard. Because when you see price action like this, 9 out of 10 times, that is a trap to make you think, here we go to Valhalla. Oh, we're never coming back down. And I've given you examples of that. Here's one that I love. This one's my favorite one. When we put in these $5,000 candles, a $4,600 candle, this is a $5,100 candle. That's it, we're going all. And they just pull the rug. Pull the rug. Pull the rug. So the higher we go up, without continuing this really nice market structure that we've been following, the less likely that we are going to go to all-time high anytime soon. And look at this chart. There has been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months that it was negative. And if you want to compare bull cycles, 2020, beautiful. Bull cycle of 2020 right here, 27%. However, what was this one here? 2015. No, actually, no. I thought I had seen, I must have read the wrong one. I was looking for the 2017 cycle, 48%. The odds are in our favor. And on top of this, there's one more thing. Again, some people don't agree with me. I cannot fathom a drop before an election. I cannot fathom that. So again, we are running out of time to drop this. This administration is not going to go in. They don't want you going to the ballots, into the booths, filling out those ballots when the market is in the dumps. You know how much ammunition that's going to give the opponent? All right? So it's unlikely that's going to happen. Just look at the manipulation. If you're in the U.S. and you have half a brain, you will be able to see that we had the highest gas prices since I can't remember when, since the last crash, the highest ones, his entire administration, and then right before we go to the voting, it's back down to the lows. What a coincidence! What a coincidence! He drops the prices right before his election. Come on, guys. And again, this is not a political channel. I'm not trying to sway you to one or another. I'm just presenting the facts. Nobody can discredit those facts. So my point of talking about the elections is more so for the Bulls. I think the Bulls have the ball on their court. But I do not want to see euphoria from here. That is always a warning light to me. I need to see a continuation of proper market structure to get us to finally break all-time high. Many people think that all-time high is coming next year. Maybe I'm being a little too optimistic. I think it's coming this year. I think it's coming October, November. And I'm not talking about 100,000. No, I'm talking about breaking above 74,000. I think we'll break. I'm thinking between 77 and maybe 85. And again, it could be I could be way off. But that's kind of that's kind of where my head is at. However, my head would not be there if we go from here straight to there. Then absolutely not. Am I going to think, can it happen? It can't, but I would not be thinking all-time high. I'd be thinking massive reversal, massive crash is what I'd be thinking. But you get me to come down here and hold this and continue to climb? Yes. Yes, and we're delaying this move down to here. We're running out of time. And I know a lot of people are going to be hearing this, BC, there's no time frame in crypto. Yeah, I know, I get it. I've often said that. I usually say that. The market is not in a hurry, only you are. But I think, and I hate saying this phrase, I think this time is different, and the only difference is the elections. And I could be completely wrong, guys. I'm just giving you my opinion and my facts. You don't have to listen to them, but I do expect you to respect them. Again, go ahead and give me a smart-ass comment that you're telling me you want me to block you. So I just want to give you a fair warning. For today, this is the only thing I need you to look at. Only thing I need you to pay attention. Yes, we pivoted from here, but please pay attention to why I drew the box here. Equal highs are magnets. Magnets, okay? So, though we pivoted from here, I do hope that today we can bring this up a little bit more and grab this. However, I am watching all of these failed swing failures. These are usually indicative of a reversal. Do not take my word for it. Look left. Wick, 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 drop. Okay? Look at this. These weren't big wicks, but look, here, push. These big pushes, drop. Look at this. Wick, 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 drop. Okay? So we're continuing to put in markers after markers that have a probability rate of dropping, of pivoting to the side of the bears. That doesn't mean it's going to happen, but I have to recognize those signs. I got to recognize what the market is showing me. So let's see for tomorrow where we're at. Were we able to come in and put in this higher low and respect the 0.50, which lines up perfectly with the bottom of this channel, or did we have one more impulse and knock out those equal highs and finally resist from here, or maybe a blow off top from here? I don't know. So these are the two areas that I'm looking for tomorrow. Did we come into here, or did we come into here? So this is what I would like to do. I like to do this here. Now, again, I don't like crowding my chart, but I think this is valid for us to do something like this here. Yeah, one of these here. One of these. So I want to look for this here. I want to look for this. Right there. So let's put this in yellow. Let's fill this up in yellow. Okay, did we get that, or did we come into here? Come into here. And I'm going to do this as well. I've got to move this over. Got to move this over here. Let's extend that. I want to clean this up a little bit. I hate those lines sticking out like that. There we go. That's a little bit cleaner. And let me open this just a little bit. Right there. Okay, so those are the two things. That's it. I'm not getting too crazy. No outlandish crashes or pumps. No, just simple, high or low, or one more pump to the upside. Then we'll adjust this to here. But as of right now, those are the two. So tomorrow, when I have my market update video with you guys, let's see which one of those two got tagged and respected. All right, guys, if you would like to join my Telegram channel, it's $25 a month. We traded through the weekend. I trade every single day. I don't have them that often, but I did have a live stream today explaining how we trade, explaining what we're doing. There's a lot of information that I do give for $25. So it's not a learning channel like my Discord. You're not going to learn anything, but you are going to be able to follow me on how I view the market. And I want you to look back at my videos and tell me if you think I know what I'm talking about. If you think that I know how to read these markets correctly. If you think I do, try it. $25. If not, don't. No big deal. All right, guys. Have a really good day. And if you're interested, just send me a DM or go to this website right here. Right here. bctgsignal.com. I'd rather you DM me just to make sure you don't misspell this and make sure you get it right. But it's up to you. Whatever you feel comfortable with. Have a good day, guys.